I grew up thinking that Christmas should be cold, grey, and honestly looking like something from some sort of British Christmas movie. But now walking around in this gorgeous Aussie bushland, full-on summer, over UV11, and thinking about Christmas lunch, it genuinely feels like I don't deserve it. And so in this video today, I'm going to share with you what it's like being a Brit, experiencing my first tropical Queensland Christmas. And this isn't just a weather change, this has quietly messed with how my brain even understands what Christmas is. And the weirdest thing is, the heat isn't actually the biggest shock. So number one, Christmas does just feel a bit odd here. When you grow up and the first 26 years of your life, you've always had a winter Christmas. In fact, a couple of years ago, we actually had snow in December in the UK. But even when you don't have a white Christmas, it is chilly, the windows are frosty, you see frost out on the grassy fields. And let's be honest, it does kind of look like a scene from Love Actually. So experiencing this for the first time is kind of messing with my head a bit because I'm enjoying it, but it doesn't feel right at the same time, even though I love it. Because right now, I feel like I've taken a 2-week summer holiday in July in Spain. Honestly, I bet a lot of people are clicking on this video expecting me to be a whinging pom and me to go, oh, I don't like it, I don't like the heat. But honestly, I just feel so blessed. It is strange because I'm doing a full-time job, but I'm also in paradise and I look around me and I can hear the cicadas. And it's nice because it does give me that slight looseness to my days that I would have if I was on a little European summer holiday with my family, where even though I've actually got a really big to-do list, I can still wake up each morning and kind of like, you know, oh, I'm not in a rush. Whereas when I was living in London, it is hustle culture. It is you best work your 9-10 hour day. Otherwise, you're not paying for that rent for that tiny little room you're in. Of course, that was my experience of London. If you're a millionaire, London's amazing. And it makes me see the importance of listening less to our TVs and our phones and social media and actually getting out there and experiencing this for yourself. Because I had so many weird beliefs before I moved here. And then Australia broke so many of them. And I'm so much happier for it. Australia and its strange tropical Christmas I'm experiencing right now has made me a more open-minded person. But let's be honest, the biggest elephant in the room here isn't that it's sunny, it's what the sun actually does to you. So the second thing that messes with me is the heat, and the heat is extreme. If I check my UV app right now, the current UV is 12.8. Now, I've been told by the longevity experts of the world that for preventing skin cancer and, you know, aging and getting really wrinkly, you should only be getting out in the sun if it's below UV3. Now, I must admit, it is hard to feel Christmassy in the typical sense that I'm used to without, you know, the bitter chill and my nose running and my eyes watering and me thinking, oh, how much longer till I get home into central heating? Because I don't need to worry about all of that. And, you know, the more I say that out loud, the more I realise that's actually something to be grateful for. I'm starting to realise that it doesn't need to be cold and chilly and snowing for it to feel Christmassy. I think Christmassy is like a state of belief you put yourself in. And the more you say to yourself, oh no, it has to look like Home Alone, the more you're going to believe that. But then if you say to yourself, yeah, this is Christmassy, tropical weather, cicadas in the air, I can see a cricket jumping around. There might be a snake up there, actually. Oh, is there a snake up there? I hope not. But I will be honest, I can't sugarcoat this too much because the heat here in Brisbane, it does change your pace of life a bit because I'm finding that heat, surprise, surprise, really impacts my productivity. So some days I am just standing there half naked, ceiling fan on, and just dripping sweat. 2 showers a day, and you do just have to walk a bit slower. I do have to make sure I time my runs early in the morning or late in the evening. Otherwise, it's just not doable. It's far more effortful than it would be in the UK. If I'm out in the sunshine for too long here in Brisbane, I get home and I'm just so tired. I'll have a coffee, I'll have water, I'll eat, and I just want to go to sleep. And by the way, if you're enjoying this little Christmas series, make sure to hit that like button to tell YouTube you want to see more of it. And that mismatch makes it easy to forget it's even Christmas at all. Now we need to start breaking some Australian stereotypes here because it feels incredibly festive when you go shopping here. I thought Australian Christmas shops, I don't know what I thought. I thought maybe they wouldn't put a lot of effort in, but you go to these huge Christmas shopping centres that make ours in the UK look teeny tiny, right? Especially the Westfield ones, and the Christmas decorations, the window displays, and the effort gone into them is magical. it's magical. Now, as a Brit, if I stayed in my normal routine here, where, you know, in the UK, I actively avoid going to the shops because it's just so busy, then December can just absolutely fly by. But there's something a bit special about going to a shopping centre here. This is a teeny tiny little shopping centre, but I went to Brisbane Arcade, right? And that little tight corridor with all the cute little shops was gorgeous. And I didn't realise how much the UK relies on physical environment of like the weather and the frosty grass and the dripping noses and stuff. Whereas Queensland, it accepts that it's hot and tropical, but it's like, we're still going to do a cool festive Christmas anyway. We're still going to make it frosty. We're going to spray snow on the glass windows. And although Jesus is the most important part of Christmas, we cannot forget that. That is why we celebrate it in the first place. There is another thing that changes how the month feels on an emotional level. You know how I was saying earlier, you have to physically slow down because of the heat in Brisbane? Well, number 4 is that December doesn't slow down here. Sam, you're contradicting yourself again. I know, let me explain. Now, while you do have to physically move a bit slower, because it is more hot, I've realised that in the UK in December, we do put the brakes on as much as possible. If you work a 9-to-5 job like I used to back in London, you do try and just absolutely do as little work as possible. Whereas in Australia, I'm finding that Aussies are fantastically social people, and the amount of different events that Aussies host, not only in the city, but also in friendship and family circles. And I've even noticed people will be getting in their car, they will drive 2 hours down the road to get to the beach, to go surfing, even though it's a bit of a stereotype. I went to a Nogbra Reservoir the other day and people were sunbathing on the grass, reading their books and then jumping in the beautiful dam. Honestly, I've also seen that the Australian work ethic is insane. I see lots of Australians take on new hobbies here. My wife and my mother-in-law, they are like doing a big sewing marathon right now where they're making all these different dresses and outfits. It's incredible. And of course, this is just my personal experience. A lot of people will say, yeah, but Sam, Brits do things like this too, and everyone's different. I get that. But from my personal experience, I've seen Australians really take advantage of that holiday time. They see it as an opportunity to better themselves, improve themselves, and learn new things. And that's really inspiring. It motivates me. But I really need to stress the importance of the UK has so much to offer. It's a gorgeous country and there are so many beautiful, brilliant British people. Although I'm loving this Australian Christmas, there's so much to be grateful for in the UK as well. Just a quick one, I noticed that over 98% of you who regularly watch these videos aren't yet subscribed. So if you are enjoying this, consider hitting that subscribe button. Really helps me to keep these videos coming. But anyway, Christmas not really slowing down here leads to something that I did not expect at all. So number 5, you can't do it all. There is not enough time in the day. And even as a 27-year-old, you would have thought I'd learned that lesson by now, but I still have that naivety of youth where I'm like, no, I can do it all, just so I can adventure a little bit more into this beautiful country. You've got friends and family you want to see over Christmas. You want to remember the true meaning of Christmas yourself. You want to, you know, progress your career a bit more. You might want to start that new health kick or that fitness kick. All the while you want to get in your car and go to the beach. And the thing is, you can try and do it all, but you can't. And the thing is, the sooner I realised that I just have to accept that, the better. But the thing is, having this Aussie Christmas is teaching me to just take a breath and to just try and enjoy this time while I have I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. But if I try and cram every little thing I want to do in, you know, like a week or two in this gorgeous, beautiful continent, I'm just going to self-combust. But this has all taken a very deep and philosophical turn. This contrast has taught me something, you know, far more poignant about this Christmas. Number 6, Christmas as an actor abroad feels very different. While December, it feels like kind of limbo month as a performer. You know that like all the people in the industry, they're taking that time with their loved ones, and kind of makes you realize, well, if they can, you can too. Even if you don't know when your next paycheck is coming in that quite literally puts food on the table. That's the thing about this career. You have to have something else. You have to have something else. The main reason why I started this channel is because I don't want to have to just wait for my next acting job. I want to be doing something creative. I want to get my hands on a camera and I want to start filming my own stuff. That's why I love this channel. I love this channel. But if I'm being honest, being away from home as well, it adds another layer of that uncertainty. It's like, not only am I not sure when I'll see my British loved ones who raised me. It's also like that mixed with the not sure where your next job is coming from. You kind of sometimes just lie on your bed, stare at the ceiling fan and go, what on earth am I doing with my life? There's so many questions unanswered, but at the same time, that's kind of exciting. There could easily be a snake in here. What makes summer holidays even more special? Being with those you love. And it's kind of like, sometimes you just have to say to yourself, I don't care anymore. As long, obviously, you know, pay your bills and pay your rent, but I don't care about the career. I don't care about the status that my ego wants. I just want to spend that time with my loved ones. I want them to be happy. I want to put them first. If I'm being honest, I don't even know what I'm doing with my life sometimes. But anyway, that discomfort has strangely opened the door to something a bit lighter in my life. Because number 7, I'm learning to let Christmas be different, and different it should be. This December has made me do a lot of things. It's made me stop following a script of the typical annual traditions I feel like should be taking place. Once you land in Brisbane, the tropical heat slaps you around the face anyway, that you have no choice but to adapt. Not following a script means that my gorgeous wife Maddie and I, we can start creating our own family traditions. We can introduce my mum and dad and my brother when they visit at the end of this month to some cool Aussie Christmas traditions that maybe they can take home to my British relatives and we can do. And honestly, one of the best feelings ever is spending time with those you love and seeing, sounds cheesy, but the smiles on their faces. Oh, where's the bucket for you to vomit in? And these Christmases here, this Christmas in Australia feels more dramatic, bold, and courageous. I feel like I'm adventuring into the wilderness, quite literally. Is this why I set this video here? It was all just a big metaphor, I don't know. I'm realizing that Christmas doesn't disappear just because it's different, just because it's nothing like you've ever experienced. The saturation level gets turned up on it. It becomes even more exciting. But anyway, if you enjoy these ramblings from me, I actually have a Patreon where I share extra exclusive content, behind the scenes, stuff like that. So if that sounds good to you, there's a QR code there that you can scan if you're watching on TV, or there's a link at the top of the description below. And I think that is what Aussie Christmas is quietly teaching me, or loudly teaching me. And if you want to keep the adventure going, then don't click away yet. Go watch this video up here, all about me seeing the extravagant Australian Christmas lights for the first time. And it's a much more light-hearted video. So go click that. I'll see you over there. See you in the next one. Bye.